Hello and welcome to Zero Uncut this week. As you can see, I would say actually we've gone to the NXT kind of style booth at the moment, three-man booth now.
I'm the Corey Graves of the show.
You'll have to be Leo. You'll have to be the Booker T, I'm afraid, because obviously.
Man.
Shuggy duggy quack quack.
But yeah, so as per normal, I'm joined by the normal ones. So I'll leave it over to them.
That's the first time I've ever been called normal. What up? I'm Bobby. What's up from Bobby's Breakdowns? We are back. Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah. And and we also have Leo from the Wrestling Retrospective. I couldn't get out then. Take two.
Hold on. Take two and go.
Well, I'll just let Leo introduce himself. Leo.
So I'm Leo of the Wrestling Retrospective, in case you didn't know. And hi guys, how are you doing? Thank you for having me back.
Yeah, that's fine. I do just want to address something because we did obviously make this quite evident last time, and I have been advertising it. Is we were meant to be doing an interview today, but due to illness, Nadia has had to move to next week.
We should have just been like Nadia looks a little different today.
Yeah.
I'm a bit of a Nadia myself.
So Nadia will be on next week now. For anyone tuning in to see that one, she has rebooked for next week's show because of a family illness, which is fair enough. We can't really say no. Just one little thing before we start off then with reviewing the shows this week. I want to see sort of like how I've already discussed this one with Bobby, but we might as well talk this one out with Leo. It's come out today saying that Hulk Hogan, after his appearance on Raw, was instantly disappointed by the reaction to him given. However, now WWE are having discussions to bring him back on TV as a heel to work with a future storyline with another heel wrestler. Now, I was saying to Bobby, I can see that either being instant heat with Logan Paul, so him and Logan Paul working together, or him and Dom in a segment together, and that and doing that way. Even if they have, say, Hogan as Dom's manager or something, or Hogan as Logan Paul's manager, that will be those two will get booed out of any building that they do for it.
True, but like Dom technically has a manager in like the whole group he's in.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine Hogan coming out as part of the Judgment Day?
Hogan joining the Judgment Day.
I was just thinking about the two biggest heels in the business at the moment who already get nuclear heat, and then adding Hulk Hogan to those ones.
Hogan dyes his hair black.
Comes out rather than NWA shirt. Rather than NWO shirt, he has bloody Judgment Day shirt on.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be upset if I was Hogan too. His boy Jimmy Hart was getting booed out of the building.
Yeah, according to the report. But so that's that one. But I can't think of who else like they could really pair him up with. My only options really at the moment would say Logan Paul or.
It's not as if they've got like a when Kevin Owens was doing the Face of America, they could have like paired them all together.
Right.
Like no one's really doing that. Like apart from like John Cena and Cody naturally being like very American, but like doing it in the direction.
Yeah, put McCody.
I mean, if Cody's going to go full Homelander and then have him be there again.
By default, Cody would be liked a lot better.
True.
Yeah, but the thing was are they going to really want that nuclear heat on Cody? That's the question, isn't it? Because if he comes out with
it's better than no pop.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, because he's going to get booed as soon as he turns heel anyway. But yeah.
I don't think Hogan passes
Hogan pretending
massive twist. Everyone thinks it's Dwayne who's actually running the bloodline, when in fact it's been Hulk Hogan all along.
They start referencing a higher power.
Hogan has the Ula Fala.
Yeah. Hogan comes up wearing the Ula Fala. That'll piss people off. But no, yeah. So
I'd love to get CJ's reaction to that.
Yeah. Oh, I might tell him later. I'm like, oh, have you seen the news that Hulk Hogan's joining the bloodline, and he's going to be the new leader of it with the Ula Fala.
Watch him burn all of his merch.
Hulk Hogan and Tongaloa in the same group. Something I never knew I needed until right now.
Yeah, and Hogan's going to be getting physical as well. Doing loads of matches and stuff. That'd be the thing.
That's War Games with Hogan, sure.
Yeah, that could be funny. And he wins it. He jumps off the top of the stage like Bronson Reed did.
Hey, Flair still says he has one more match in him. Why not?
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? So, but no, I mean, if Hogan jumps off the top of that cage, he'll break everything. He won't just break a bloody ankle or whatever. He'll break his entire bloody body.
What body part did you break? Everything, brother.
Everything, brother. I'm all right.
My body, brother.
Yeah, but I'm fine. But yeah, so that's that bit of news. One other bit of news as well that we've got well, not really a bit of news, but it's stupidity. Brian Alvarez yesterday decided to put out television ratings for Raw 0. AEW wins again, basically.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. That's actually quite hilarious.
Yeah,
I was like,
not gonna lie. I listen. Him doing it every week, that's one thing. Yeah, but if he just does it this one-off, I respect that. Yeah. That's funny. I get that.
I was like, what the fuck?
That's true. AEW is going to beat Raw on the TV ratings this week. Jericho was right. Eventually, they were going to beat him.
They're going to play on that. I can see Jericho playing on that big time. This
week. Yeah, because Jericho.
Oh yeah, if anyone's going to do it, it's going to be Jericho. Yeah.
Jericho's like that stupid, over-the-top heel. Yeah, no, for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah. Now wait, when do the ratings for Raw come out, or did they come out?
Well, the thing is where it's on streaming, Netflix. We won't get any ratings technically. It's only if Netflix decide to release them. The only way which you can really rate it in a moment ourselves is by having a look on. If you actually look on sort of on the Netflix screen, it obviously says like what's trending, and I know everywhere.
Squid Game.
Yeah, in the US it's top 10. Yeah.
Yeah, well, everywhere it's like top 10. I think it said over here it was number 1. In Spain, I seen somebody post this morning it was number 4. Stuff like that basically, and I don't know what position it's in over in America, but it's
I saw it beat out Squid Game for the number 1 spot.
I also saw it was beat out Squid Game.
Yeah,
I imagine Squid Game will be back by the end of the week at number 1 because obviously it's just one episode,
Yeah, but we'll get I think what I read earlier on, if I remember rightly, is Netflix are going to release the premiere episodes. Results at some point, but they're not sure when. So they'll probably get leaked out to Variety or something like that. They won't give it to anyone else. You won't get it through like the normal channels. How you'll probably get it is it will be sent out to one of the big like news publications like Variety or stuff like that. Really, like the big ones which are covering it. So that's where we're probably going to get it through. And it will just say like debut episode of Raw does however much it is or whatever on Netflix. But the difficulty thing is, though, is obviously with that, you can't really tell whether it's live viewership or not because it's done within 24 hours. So from when it's with like streaming and stuff, it's viewership from when the show's aired to when they take the data. So it could literally be, say like they took the data today, it'll be live viewership anytime from when it aired on Monday night all the way through to now. So it's not an accurate number for streaming. That's the only problem with it. But yeah, so that's that. But talk about Raw now, we might as well get into it. So we had the epic, we say epic. It was put down as a sort of a pay-per-view style show for Monday Night Raw this week, but it wasn't in my eyes. We'll get talking about it. It was very company orientated, and that in the end.
Well, yeah. Dwayne. Well, newsflash: Dwayne went from being "Hi, I'm your boss, Dwayne," to final boss Dwayne in 26 hours. So.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So, and it was all because TKO and Netflix were at ringside, and they wanted to obviously as a lot of people have obviously come out and said now, and this seems to be the thing is Monday was literally just showed as a, we're not going to have anything bad on TV, and as somebody come out and said, it's imagine like I I can't remember who said it last night, but I heard somebody saying it. Like it was, just imagine like you have a casual just tuning on in for it because they see it on there. They see Dwayne Johnson as a movie star, and say like they had him as full final boss persona. You literally see him whipping Cody Rhodes with a belt and that in the middle of the ring, and call him Mama Rhodes a fucking slag or whatever, or so that basically, and at the end of the day, the Netflix casuals see Dwayne Johnson as as this massive movie star. So on your very first day there, would they prefer him to be corporate Rock and basically have him come out as Dwayne Johnson, company man and praising wrestling, praising the company and stuff, or would they really prefer to have him as sort of that guy who's out there literally whipping Cody Rhodes all over the arena with a belt and stuff and making him bleed and stuff like that. So, it's
to play devil's advocate, if they saw that, wouldn't they be curious as to what the hell is going on and stick around to watch?
Yeah, it would be.
Why is The Rock so angry? Why is he doing this?
Yeah,
why is he doing these terrible things? Yeah. And then they go back to what
this is the thing is I've seen a lot of comments the past couple of days since then of like from some casuals now who said I haven't watched wrestling in years. And that I obviously keep up with the storylines and stuff like that through the internet, and obviously I know that they're building to these two big matches of Rock versus Cody and then Rock versus Roman, but then essentially within the space of 10 minutes of them opening up their very first show on Netflix, Dwayne Johnson's basically ended both of those. He's basically just buried 2 years worth of storylines.
But he also brought it back on NXT, kind of. So.
Yeah. Well, we'll get into that one. Yeah, but he
Oh, I have just a fun story. Going back to high school, I still watched wrestling when I was in high school. And this was 2013,
40 years ago.
40 or 4. I would have accepted 4. I would have accepted 4. Not gonna lie to you. No, that's when Zero attended.
It was, you're correct.
They had like bomb shelters there. But this was
we still had the whip.
Yeah, this was 2013. So one of my buddies was like, "Hey, you still watch wrestling, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." And this was the lead up to WrestleMania 29. So he's like, "Who's the world champ right now?" And I'm like, "The Rock." And he's like, "No." He's like, "I said right now." I'm like, "The Rock." He's like, "Huh." He was like, "Huh, okay." He was like perplexed. He's like, "The Rock."
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, it's The Rock.
Yeah, but no, yeah. So that was obviously I always said, and that was corporate Rock segment then, where he basically opened up straight after the straight after we had that thing with Triple H where they projected that however many years of wrestling onto that massive great big curtain, and then it just dropped down and there was Triple H inside the ring. Like it could have been something better inside the ring, in my opinion. And that like they could have literally had Dwayne just do in the middle of the ring, just like raising his eyebrow or whatever.
But like you knew it was going to start off with
Triple H. Yeah,
you knew.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't need to do the curtain thing and do that massive great big reveal of it. And I mean, somebody brought up a good point. Is that was their very first show on Netflix? They should have had Triple H make his iconic entrance. That could have been.
But he doesn't want to be seen as like the guy who's always around on TV, even though he's on TV like nearly every week.
Yeah,
he doesn't want to be that guy.
You don't need the entrance.
Everyone's seen the entrance. So
listen, casuals probably still think Triple H has long hair. They probably were like, "Who the heck is
probably?"
That? They thought it was Ciampa.
Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah. They said, "Who the heck is Paul Levesque?"
They should have had
they saw the ending credit and went Paul Levesque, and they had no idea.
Yeah,
like, "Who the heck is Paul Levesque?"
They must have they missed a trick there. They should have had R-Truth come out and be like, "Tommaso Ciampa, why are you in the middle of the ring? We're waiting for Triple H." Whatever, that. So
I saw a theory on R-Truth for next week, which I pray happens.
All right, okay.
They said Chad Gable's gonna be waiting in the ring. The music's gonna hit. R-Truth in a luchador mask.
God.
Listen, I love Penta, but come on, that's comedy gold.
True.
That is comedy gold. That would be hilarious.
You could have You could have Juan Cena come out. That'd be funny.
R-Truth doesn't change his voice, doesn't change anything. It's just him in a mask.
And as well, when he hits the ring, he takes the mask off and it goes, "My bad," or whatever.
Like I said, I was like, I didn't think about this, but I need it.
We need that. Yeah. So that was obviously the opening of Raw then from that one. So I keep looking back at this review. I'm currently using a site called wrestlingforyou.co.uk, and somebody by the name of Leo's done a review for Monday Night Raw. So so I'm kind of like using this one really, and that.
So it tells me it might be very well written.
So, well, it is looking at it at the moment. That's why I'm sort of doing it that way. So, So if anyone does obviously want to do that,
hey, well, at least one of our reviews is well written. At least one of our reviews is well written.
Yeah, but so that was the opening to Raw. But we'll get to the Rock on NXT in a bit. And then we obviously then go into the first match of the day, which was the Tribal Combat match. Winner becomes the one true Tribal Chief. Now, I seriously thought Solo Sikoa was going to take this because to continue the storyline on, because now where does Solo go? This is the thing.
Well, how
where does Solo go now?
The
heel would win.
Yeah, that's the thing.
True. Now we look back. On what happened, and we're like, of course Roman won. Yeah. Every face won.
Yeah. Every face won on that event. You didn't have a single heel because again, this was the thing. They canned Logan Paul's segment because he's a heel. They canned Gunther because he's a heel. So they because they were all advertised for the show and they canned it in the last minute. They done literally loads of rewrites and stuff at the last minute because they didn't want anything heel on the show. That was the thing. So which was stupid.
I think the most a heel got on that show was like the New Day, who got like multiple backstage stuff.
Well, no,
did they only get one, or was it multiple?
No, they got the one where they were interviewed in front of the crowd, and then they had a segment with Kathy Kelly backstage where somebody interrupted them, and then they had to get cut for time.
Oh, they interrupted.
Somebody.
And then they interrupted, and Kathy Kelly was like, "Oh, we're out of time."
We're out of time.
Yeah. Because they also as well cut the Wyatts as well, because the Wyatts were meant to be doing something with Karrion Kross, but they seen it as not what the casuals would want to see. But I would have thought to myself, like, surely you would want to promote that group.
Go tell the really Bray Wyatt fans that.
This the thing is that the casuals would want to see stuff like that because then you tune in and you're intrigued and you're like, what's going on?
All you ideally had to do was have them do their entrance and people would have been hooked immediately.
So that's my thing. On one hand, I understand casual people would be like, "What the heck is this?" But on the other hand, casual people would be like, "What is this? I'm intrigued." I'm intrigued.
Yeah. I'm intrigued. I'm gonna tune in next week to obviously have a look and see what it was. But from my understanding, what it was because TKO and Netflix were at ringside. They had a lot of say over that show, and they were basically like, "We don't want anything, we don't want we don't want anything outside of all the good guys winning and like praising us." Basically, that's what that entire show was about. It was praising TKO, praising Netflix. That was it.
I mean,
really,
that's fine as long as we get back to regular proceedings next week.
Yeah,
I think we will.
Yeah. If they continue next week,
if it starts becoming a regular occurrence, then it's like, okay, well, you kind of ruined it already.
Yeah.
At least for like the true fans, and obviously the casuals, their opinions don't matter. So
because we had no story progression at all. We had no story progression on anything at all. Basically, they were just focusing mainly on just getting the faces to win and stuff. And like now, more people have come away from that show with more questions than.
I'd argue that there was story progression between Punk and Rollins, depending on what we get in the future between those two.
Well, this is the thing, because at the end of the day, though, they've even confused even more with that after that press conference, which we'll get into anyway, because, like, I'll get into that press conference. Yeah, well, I'll get into that one, but yeah, there was because that's left even more answers for that one, but I'll get into that one in a minute. But but yeah, so obviously, as we know, Roman Reigns. I can't speak today.
Dude, yeah, the same issue I did. Roman Reigns, Marlon Wayans, Damon Reigns, Marlon. Yeah, I didn't even botch that. Marlon Wayans, Damon Wayans, Roman Wayans.
Yeah. Well, Roman Reigns came away as the undisputed tribal chief. Now, I will say though, one thing that people have been spotting, and I do need to give a shout out to acknowledge the dynasty here. They're really good on anything sort of Samoan, like anything sort of Samoan, anything sort of Roman and stuff like that. Moni from Acknowledge the Dynasty, she actually pointed this one out. Is if you take a look closely enough at when they done the match, the Ula Fala, this could be the continuation from it for where to go. The Ula Fala that Solo's had on was more thicker and shorter than the one that they presented to Roman. And also as well, the one that Solo's been carrying around, the paint's been chipping off of it. Now, the one which Dwayne put round Roman's neck at the end of it was longer, skinnier, and looked brand new. So the thing is are they could they now continue the storyline on by Solo coming out with his original Ula Fala, basically? So you then have like the whole, that true world champion thing or whatever it was. Because don't forget, the original plans, what WrestleVotes actually put out was that they were meant to be creating a tribal chief title for it. That was the thing, is the Ula Fala was meant to be stopped and discontinued completely, and they were just going to be wrestling over a tribal chief title. So now could they be doing it as that, like, there's two Ula Falas, Solo's refusing to acknowledge Roman and stuff like that. He's still wearing his one. Roman's wearing this new one, which was presented to him and stuff like that, which, it could be, they could make a massive storyline out of this now for it, really, from where I can see.
I don't want to shit on that, but do you think they just got a new Ula Fala for the Netflix debut?
I mean, it could be.
They just got a new one.
I'm not
to make it look nice.
I mean, yeah, it could be, but obviously, it's because again, this is something else that was brought up at the press conference was when they were talking to Roman and Paul Heyman. Obviously, the original premise of the match was whoever won, the other one had to acknowledge them. So obviously, it was like, Solo agreed that he would acknowledge Roman Reigns. Now, during the press conference, none of that was mentioned. And they simply turned around and said, Roman's the tribal chief. They made no mention of Solo. They made no mention of Solo acknowledging him and stuff like that. So have they scrapped that aspect, or have they, or have they kind of like in that way, or whatever?
To be fair, we're not going to have any answers until we see SmackDown. But there's every chance that SmackDown happens, Solo acknowledges him, and we just go on from there.
Yeah, that's obviously that's
the thing. We don't know until we see SmackDown.
Yeah,
that's the only issue with having all this on a Friday night instead of a Monday.
Yeah,
that we don't. We have to wait till later in the week.
Well, this is the thing is are they even going to be on SmackDown? Because obviously they're meant to be going to Raw, aren't they? So are they even?
But we don't know when the transfer window is finished or when they.
Yeah, everybody's doing double duty right now.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. The only thing we do know is Roman now will not be back until the 27th when they're doing something to do with 2K25.
Oh, when Roman confronts Goldberg.
Well, the stupid thing is that whole 2K25 hype thingy and that, and they're like, it left everyone guessing.
Is it bad that I thought the game was out already? Sorry to interrupt.
Well, no, but
I thought it was out already.
But, yeah. Well, the stupid thing was was obviously they're hyping it up and stuff, and everyone went onto the 2K website, and it said, it said cover announcement coming soon, and that. But then if you go onto Steam, literally on Steam they've got the entire cover for it. On Steam, Steam's already put the cover out.
I didn't see that.
Yeah,
I saw their social media, and the date they have on one of their social medias, it might have been Facebook. I know it's very outdated social media, but on the Facebook it says the 28th.
Yeah, and So they've said that, and like I said, on the 2K site, it's been like, major announcement coming soon regarding the cover star and that. But then you go onto Steam, and Steam literally have got the cover on there, and it's Roman, basically.
Has Roman been on the cover yet or no?
With Becky.
Yeah, he was on 2K20.
Yeah, 2K20.
But we all want to collectively forget that game ever existed.
Yeah, 2K20 was bad. I remember playing it. I was like, this is terrible.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. The one they've showed is just a standard one. Now, obviously, the deluxe one, people have come in and said, could we be getting maybe like a bloodline one? Like, you have both bloodlines on there or something like that. Or,
for me, is that I understand why they would do that, but the Bloodline stuff is currently still going on. I would do a full Bloodline thing on the video game once it's finished.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Is like the only other cover style which I can think of really that they should do is CM Punk.
Yeah, I was thinking that too because he's never.
Possibly.
Didn't he face a load of people that are now in AEW? So then they can't put them in the game and they can't have those matches. Like
he's in the game. He's in
Jericho
the game.
I know, but with the showcase modes, they have obviously superstars from the past, like their past opponents, and obviously one of the big ones he had during his title run was Jericho, which they can't put in the game.
Yeah.
He had a cash-in on Edge, who they won't put in the game, and Jeff Hardy, who they won't put in the game,
they won't put those guys in the game, even.
No, they won't put them in the game
because they're in the game.
Really?
Yeah, they've already announced anyone who's left the company is not in the game. Like they've
unless you're like a legend or something.
Yeah, they've had the legend people. Like wasn't Jericho in 2K20?
No, no, he's in 2019 now, right?
I thought old iterations of Jericho.
No, the thing is as well. It's like in 2K20 in the latest one, which is 2K24. If you go through the WrestleMania mode, and they've skipped a lot of matches from when you're going through there because they're meant to have done every single year, so like every single 40 years. But any of the ones that had matches that are now in AEW, they've skipped those years. Basically, they've cut those years out.
It's kind of dumb. Not gonna lie to you.
You come to it now, like the Shield one, they've actually cut Moxley out of the game completely. Like they've made it so the Shield is just Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins for anything there. For it. So
it's petty, but both companies do it, so they're both as petty as each other.
Yeah,
it's so stupid. Like,
but yeah, so that's that. So we're gonna go back to Raw now, I expect. Next thing we know then is John Cena's retirement tour officially kicks off. He comes out and thanks to fans and Netflix, again praising Netflix, that's what we said earlier on. He addresses the rumours of potential opponents, including Cody, Gunther, and Punk, as well as winning his 17th World Championship, but says it's never going to happen. He doesn't want to do it. However, then he randomly decides then to declare for the Royal Rumble match, even after saying that he's not interested in the championship. He doesn't want to go for number 17.
Do we think he's going to win the Rumble?
If the point of the promo was to make us believe, then he's kind of got me a bit. I'm not going to lie.
I don't think he's winning it.
I don't think he's winning. I think I know he's winning.
Notice every year. I point this one out to somebody. Is notice every year whoever says I'm winning the Royal Rumble never wins it. And that if they say the words I'm winning the Royal Rumble, they never win it. Basically.
That's Dwayne said he's going to win the Rumble?
I'm not gonna watch every year's Royal Rumble segments from Raws and SmackDowns to see if that's right. But...
Yeah. But yeah.
I'll take your word for it.
The way I can see it going, and I actually said this to somebody last night, is it's going to be somebody who isn't declared. It's going to be somebody who isn't declared and everything like that so far for the Rumble that's going to win it. Yeah, I personally can see that the way they're going to do it is, again, and this was brought up in the sort of promo last night from Rock on NXT, but again, we'll get to that, is Rock keeps declaring that he's the final boss, and they're like the final boss. Now, I said this to somebody, I said, just imagine it. Number 30 comes out and it's somebody like, I don't know, R-Truth at number 30, and you're like, oh, well, that's a disappointment. You know, everyone was expecting a Rock. They're wrestling in the ring, then all of a sudden the 10-second countdown clock comes up and everyone's like, what? And then after the 10 seconds, Rock music hits. And they officially declare it as number 31 and that, and he like comes out and he turns around and says, basically, I've used my powers. You know, I'm the final boss. I've decided to enter the Royal Rumble for it.
But could you do that and then have Roman eliminate Rock, so then we get back round to Roman versus Rock without, like, after the face turn we had on Raw?
The only problem is, though, is obviously he's coming for Cody. This is the thing, is Rock Roman isn't happening. That's the thing, is they need to somehow get it so Rock challenges Cody. That's the problem.
Yeah.
And the only way the only two logical ways. Well, there's three logical ways, and that's the thing.
But does it need a Rumble win to get there?
Well, granted, yeah, he doesn't.
Well,
but
Cody,
the option,
not Roman, of course.
No, well, this is the thing.
But you could give the Rumble win to whoever's going to challenge the World Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah,
then,
I mean, yeah, that's the thing.
The Rock can just challenge. He's done it before. Like, do you remember when he?
That's the thing.
When he challenged the WWE Champion 6 months in advance?
Yeah,
and we didn't even know who the champion was going to be.
True.
So,
you know what he could do? Rock could not use his power, but he could be like, "Hey, I'm coming for Cody. Yeah. I'm your boss. You, whoever the Rumble winner is, let's just say Cena.
You're challenging.
Hey, I'm coming for Cody. I'm your boss. You might want to go for the other guy."
Yeah, basically, yeah. And
it doesn't
he could do that.
Win.
No, the only thing is then what happens with the chamber? That's the question, because the chamber match is never
Well, the chamber match, like a few years ago, it was whatever the women were doing in a US title match.
Yeah,
it doesn't necessarily
you
have
could
to
have the
have
women
world title implications.
Yeah, I mean, the only other way which they could do it is the only other way which I could really see them do the chamber match is you have Cody defend in the chamber against all of his previous ones. So you didn't have Cody then in there against, say, you have Cody in there, you have KO, Randy. You could bring Roman into there. You could bring, other ones that basically. But still. You could have like most of Cody's like previous opponent. Well, I say most of Cody's previous opponents. He's hardly defended that title, so. But I mean, you could have a couple of people in there. You could throw Strowman in there. You could throw some other names in there again. In the elimination chamber. That could be your elimination chamber match. Cody defending.
Yeah. But here's the problem, though. If they throw Cody in the chamber, I'm going to want someone to throw Cody off of the chamber. So
well, you could have someone like Braun Breaker defending the chamber because he could have a really good showing in the chamber.
Yeah, true. Yeah, you could do that one, couldn't you? That's an option there.
Yeah, women. I would say women's and IC might be
the women's are fine. Like they'll have one for like a number one contendership or for the
That's
title either way.
Mm-hmm.
If Charlotte doesn't win the Rumble, which she might.
Yeah.
Just have Charlotte win the chamber, and then Charlotte goes after Tiffany.
Yes.
Yeah. Or the only other option is, you have Becky win the Rumble again, and she then challenges Rhea or whatever. And that's the other option as well for that one.
Yeah. So it all works out either way.
Yeah, I mean, well, they'll work something out, but if I can't see anyone who's declared anyone who's used the words of "I'm winning the Royal Rumble." They never win the Royal Rumble match.
It's like when you climb up the ladder and grab the briefcase before Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
When you're feuding with the champ and you're the challenger and you raise
hold
the
up
belt.
The championship.
Yeah.
I never heard if Femi did that and he won last night.
Did he?
Yes.
Yeah. So
I remember one time. Remember when Paige was feuding with Omega for the belt, Leo?
Yes.
Hangman bent down and like picked up the belt a little, and it's like he knew. He was like, nah, and then he put it down. I'm like, God.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's I mean, well, that's we'll find out soon. We'll find out soon anyway, won't we? In like a couple of weeks, what's happening. But before that, obviously, we've got Saturday Night Main Event.
The Rumble's 3 weeks away.
Well, that's what I didn't get. Is that they were announcing a load of stuff for the 27th, but then they have Saturday Night's Main Event on that same week.
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So like, okay.
Yeah, but that's probably going to be like the last one where you'll just have the current champions just defending. So you're probably going to have Rhea live again. You're probably going to have Rhea live again or something like that. Or if Becky's in by then, you'll have Becky Rhea then or something like that. Or Becky Rhea live then. Start off with
all the matches that aren't making it to all the matches that aren't making
making it to the Rumble.
Cody won't defend. Cody's defending in the ladder match.
Yeah. Cody won't defend them, but what we'll get this time is we'll get Gunther or whoever it is. Basically, that's the thing. It's like
probably unless they save Liv Rhea for the Rumble again.
I'm surprised they didn't save Knight and Nakamura's rematch for Saturday Night's Main Event. They're doing on SmackDown.
I mean, this is the thing which I can see it as
that
is
could be a
obviously
Rumble match. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. I mean, this is the thing is obviously everyone is waiting now for Gunther and Punk to have that match. So Saturday Night Main Event, Gunther Punk, and then maybe
this is the thing is,
well, this is the thing is you have Gunther Punk because then on the 27th.
Well, the thing is, I would do Gunther Punk at the Rumble because then you have an excuse not to put them in the Rumble.
Well, yeah, but
I understand what Zero's. I understand what Zero's saying, though.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
absolutely. Do it at Saturday Night's main event. Saturday Night's Live. And then by the time the 27th comes around, Goldberg, boom.
Goldberg there, yeah. But the thing is as well, though, is Punk's declared himself for the Rumble.
That's the only thing. He said he has his himself set for the Rumble, but he also said he wants Gunther as well, so he could go either of two ways.
Yeah. Well, this is the other thing as well. Is during the thing, he came out and he goes, I want to face Gunther, but however, don't rule out me facing Seth Rollins again, and that. Plus, as well, I also want to face Cody, and I want to win the Royal Rumble.
He's supposed to face everybody.
So that's the thing. So he's set out that challenge for Gunther, and I mean, technically, he did set it out last year as well. So this is what I mean: is they could literally do it in that Saturday night main event, and everyone's just thinking, oh, it's basically a glorified house show. There's going to be no title change there, and then they shock the world by doing a title change on that show. That's where you have Punk win it there, and then like what Bobby Toman said is obviously Goldberg's on the 27th, and then Goldberg then officially comes out and challenges Gunther for WrestleMania. Yeah. And he basically turns around and said, "This is the thing, though. Goldberg's coming for the 27th. What's to say he doesn't show up at that Saturday night main event? He could be the reason why Gunther drops."
Where is this Saturday night's main event?
Texas, I think. I think it's in Texas.
Goldberg lives in Texas.
Oh, there you go.
Yes, that's the thing. Yeah, it's in Texas. So this is what I mean. It's
but he lives in Texas.
No, but yeah. So this is the thing. It's it's in Texas from what I understand. But this is the thing.
No, it's San Antonio. Yeah,
San Antonio. Yeah. So what they could then end up doing is they could do Gunther Punk then. Punk then beats Gunther because Goldberg shows up, and then that's then the perfect opportunity for that Monday afterwards for Goldberg to come out then and basically do a segment with Gunther, and that's then where they then set up their future match.
True.
So that's the thing, and that's the match which I can really see happening. Main eventing that Saturday night main event is that one. I mean, the challenge is already been set out there, and I mean, all they need to do is simply have Punk and Gunther come face to face on Monday. Bang, done. Set it up for Saturday night main event. That's how they probably do it, if anything. Yeah, for it. But Bobby's googling, so whilst he's googling, we're
Can I quickly go and blow my nose, please?
Yeah.
Well, look at this. Goldberg currently lives in, I believe that's Bjorn, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Guess how long it is this is driving. Yes, this is driving. 35 minutes.
Yeah, so he's gonna show up at that Saturday night main event. I can see it now because again, obviously, it's meant to be going back to like the olden days and stuff, isn't it? For that one, so having Goldberg show up there, perfect opportunity. That would be, wouldn't it? Really?
He's driving distance from San Antonio. Probably got to add a little more time because it's not the specific arena.
Say an hour or whatever maximum. Or whatever. Yeah, so this is what I was saying was like if they do Gunther Punk, then that's your main event for that show. Have Goldberg show up, Punk wins it then, and that way, then Punk only then needs to have a short run into WrestleMania with that title.
So then, who does Punk face at WrestleMania?
Seth.
You think?
Well, this is the thing.
So what? Seth wins the Rumble, Cena wins the chain. No, that doesn't make sense. So where does Cena go then?
Well, this is the thing: is the original plan for for Monday night, for the Monday night, basically, the original plans that got nicked, or the original plans that basically got canned, was that Cena promo wasn't meant to just be Cena; it was meant to be Cena and Logan Paul. For it now, WrestleVotes and a couple of others as well have come in and said the company want to do Cena versus Logan Paul, and that basically because
that could be a cool SummerSlam match.
Well, the whole thing is it's meant to be based around the US champion thing because of course Logan Paul is obviously still saying he's the greatest United States champion ever for it. Now, obviously, Cena used to do all those obviously open challenges and stuff like that, so it'd be built sort of round. It'd be built around that really for it. Sort of around that. So, but yeah, so that's what I can see there is. I hate to say it, and I know it's going to probably piss a lot of people off when this obviously goes out, but Cena isn't winning number 17. That he's Triple H even expressed that he took Triple H himself in an interview to a man and said, John doesn't want it. John doesn't want that number 17. He's coming in to elevate talent. That's the thing,
That's the problem. You got to break that record. You have to.
I mean, yeah, you have to, but the thing is, though, is
even if Cena holds the belt for a month, he's back. He's back. We can't talk about him anymore.
This is the thing.
I could hear you anyway.
Okay. He's got to win 17.
Granted, but like I said, the problem is Cena's made it clear in the middle of the ring that he doesn't want to go for it, that he doesn't want it, and also as well, Triple H in an interview made it very clear.
I thought you were talking about Flair's 17.
So,
the way Cena's speaking, Flair's 17 might be more realistic.
But talking about that, the one who's going to beat the record will be Charlotte Flair. They're going to have Charlotte beat her dad's record. I can see it that way. That's going to be the one which she's going to do it.
So you're telling me Cena is going to... When did he win his 16th? What was that, 2017?
Royal Rumble 2017, Styles.
So you're going to tell me that Cena is going to go 8 years without breaking that record? No shot.
Yeah. He's going to retire without doing it. The only other way which I can see them doing it is he wins the Intercontinental Championship because he's never won that title. He's never won that
title.
Give
him both. I don't care.
Well, that's the thing. Is technically could.
Well, think about Sheamus. How hard it is to get that one.
Well, Sheamus.
Yeah. I mean that's the thing. It's like they've got a lot of decisions that they need to make, but we'll that's closer to the time when we work out who's doing that, isn't it? But I mean, going back to Raw anyway, because we've massively deviated again. We had the Women's World Championship match, between Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. Rhea's obviously the new champion. Again, the face one there. And obviously at the end of it, we had Dominic tried. Well, before that, we had Dominic tried to give her a hug and everything, and Rhea obviously low blowed him.
Imagine the reaction if Rhea had accepted him back.
Yeah, that would have been. That would have been like.
Yeah,
they just did. They was like, everyone would have been shocked.
Yeah, but again, would they have wanted to do that on such a corporate related show? That's the problem, isn't it? Like that's the thing. It's like there's all these possibilities, but
I mean,
that place would have
corporate knows that sex sells. Those two, I think.
Yeah, but and then as Leo's already said, at the end of the match, Rhea was walking up to the ramp, and then the Undertaker's music hit, and all he done was basically. This is the thing is.
Threw me off,
the thing is, I would have thought with the Undertaker being there, they would have done a lot more, except from him just coming out, riding his bike around the ring. And then, just having
I was waiting for Charlotte. I was waiting for Becky, and just like the end of WrestleMania 40, I hear gong, and I'm like,
what the fuck?
I'm like, what?
The thing is, though, is WWE actually spoiled the Undertaker's appearance there. I don't know if you've seen it. I think I put it into the
play
thing.
on some kind of video or something like?
They were going through test rehearsals.
Outside the arena, they were going through the rehearsals, and one of the camera crew accidentally switched the cameras to the outside screens as they were practicing the rehearsal. So everyone knew it was coming because they actually had it where Rhea was on the ramp. The bit that was in the video that was leaked to the outside was Rhea was on the ramp with her hand up in the air celebrating and that. And the thing is, as well, is if you look closely in the video as well, you can actually see Rhea's got the title there. So everyone knew it was happening. Rhea actually stood there with the title in her hand. She had it up in the air, and then obviously Taker came out as well, and they were showing that bit. So people knew what was happening already.
It's not the first time it happened. Do you remember last year's Rumble where they were showing Randy Orton entering the arena and Roxanne Perez's video package came on behind him?
Yeah.
So, but it's gonna happen. So
yeah.
Well, do you remember the 2020 Rumble where somebody took a picture of MVP's Titantron?
Yeah.
Oh, did they?
Somebody was driving by, and I guess in Texas, if you're driving by, you could see into the Astro Stadium.
Yeah.
So they saw MVP's Titantron and took a picture. I was at that Rumble, and I saw that, and I'm like, oh, they're just using old entrances to test it out. And then little did I know.
Then he came out. Then so that was so that was that one. We then move on then to Drew McIntyre versus Jey Uso. Jey Uso obviously had his massive thing. Now the thing was as well is he had Travis Scott, didn't he, for his entrance and that. And
yeah, we should have seen that coming as soon as that happened.
I didn't see it coming.
Did we see what Travis had in his hand as well?
Yeah.
Oh, Jey winning.
No, I was talking about Jey winning. Yeah.
What he did pre-match, I didn't see coming.
Did we?
I'm watching. I'm like. Well,
this is the thing is, people were saying, and that Netflix were cutting swearing out left, right, and centre, but then you didn't have Travis Scott showing up smoking a bloody blunt on Raw, and that, and he, and they had him literally making his entrance with Jey Uso, just casually just smoking a blunt in the arena. They just showed that on TV, whereas then they were cutting out swearing and everything like that, and they're like, surely that's not very family friendly, is it? Really, it's what they wanted. So
but I think again, it's what he does, and like you should really kind of have expected that, and then kind of put things in place to stop that. Yeah. So it's but then celebrities who aren't used to this kind of thing will kind of do their own thing. So.
Yeah, well, going back to that press conference again, is Jey Uso actually got asked about the entrance and stuff, and he goes, "This was quite funny actually." Jey Uso to him and said, "Travis wouldn't let me have a smoke on that before the match." He goes, "I was trying to ask Travis for a hit on it, and Travis kept saying no and kept taking it off me." So that means Jey obviously wanted to smoke up a little bit before the match, which. Really isn't kind of a good look for him, but yeah.
That's it. Push finished. Back to the tech division for you.
Yeah, but as we've already said, Jey Uso obviously won that match. Again, the face went over. We should have realised by then.
It was a match I was quite disappointed with. I think it felt like it could have been a lot more, but it's fine. I mean, a lot of people are complaining that because Drew didn't win, all this momentum's gone, which just isn't the case. Like Drew McIntyre pretty much lost most of last year and is still considered one of the superstars of the year for 2024. So
the funny thing is, though, is up to the morning of the event, there were loads of reports back saying, Drew's more than likely winning because this year Drew's got championship opportunities coming to him, and it's going to be the year of Drew McIntyre, and then they do the match and Drew McIntyre takes a loss, and everyone's like, "Well, so much for that year of Drew McIntyre."
But it's just like wins and losses don't matter; they just don't. So it's not going to be an issue for him.
No, I'm going to say Monday basically was like non-canon. It was like a house show basically. Like the main point of that was to put over all your faces and to have, to basically showcase WWE to Netflix. That was it. When you have your Netflix execs day, you're not going to do anything that's going to jeopardize the company on the first day. You're going to push your faces of the company. That's going to be it, ready for it. So having Drew lose, that's the thing there. We've already sort of covered this a little bit. We then move into the Hulk Hogan segment where, as Bobby Savannah said, Jimmy Hart was getting booed out of the building, poor man.
True.
But no, obviously we all know that it was Hulk Hogan who was getting booed out of the business big time. But again, they put him in a very blue state. They had Hulk Hogan, a massive Trump supporter, come out in a very blue state as it is.
And I love how people are trying to say, "Oh, it's not political," and then I've had a conversation with a few people. People were like, "It's not political," and then I'm like, "Oh yeah, then why do you think people booed him?" And he's like, "Well," and Ryan being one of them, Ryan was like, "Well, if he didn't support Trump so openly, so it is political."
The thing is,
wouldn't the argument be that Undertaker was also part of that?
Yeah, Taker was cheered,
But think about this: if you aren't a wrestling fan. Do you know Trump went on Undertaker's podcast? No.
No, I know. I get why like Undertaker was cheering that. It was just a case of if you're going to use that logic, then it kind of
probably though. The only other reason behind it as well is probably because when Hulk Hogan, when he actually arrived in LA, he was on a Instagram Live, and when he actually showed up, he had a MAGA t-shirt on. He actually had on a t-shirt which actually said "Make America Great Again, Trump 2025" and stuff like that, basically. And like he was wearing that same stuff that he wore for the Trump rally, basically. And like he was showcasing all that. He didn't have any of his beer stuff in that, and in like the Instagram Live as well, he was just saying, he goes, "Oh yeah, let me tell you something, brother. I'm here. It's the year of Trump and everything like that, really." So he was being very political even before the show. So yeah,
here's the thing though. People are booing him because of who he supports politically. One of my favorite actors is Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton is a hardcore Democrat. So, do you think I stopped watching his movies? Of course I did, because that's the mature thing to do. No, of course not. I always tell people that. I'm like, do you think I stopped watching Michael Keaton's movies? And they're like, yeah. They're like, no, you didn't. I'm like, yes, I did. Of course I did. That's a mature adult thing to do.
Yeah.
No, like, who cares?
But
No.
But yeah. So that was So that was basically that was that, and then we now move into the main event, in which was Seth Rollins versus CM Punk. That was an alright match. Obviously, some people did point out though is the amount of finishers that was used in that match, and the amount of finishers that got kicked out from in that match was just ridiculous.
AEW.
It was the AEW fans that point out.
Well, speaking of, did you know the finish to the match?
Yeah.
When Seth slumped back over Punk for the finish.
Yeah.
Moxley did that.
Yeah.
When he was in AEW.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Against who?
Punk. They did exactly the same spot.
Yeah, they did the exact same spot, yeah.
It might have been All Out.
All Out? 2022?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was, I think, yeah.
He wasn't at All Out 2023 because he got fired at All in 2023.
Yeah, no, it was All Out 2022.
22.
Yeah.
And then that's when
don't question me. I'm the AEW guy around here.
That's when he had the issue with the Bucks.
Yeah. Well, the other thing as well that people picked up on as well. The other thing as well that people picked up on was his gear that he came out in was the same gear that was in the jacket, or in the same gear as the Jack Perry thing.
When he had the face to face, when he had the talk with Jack Perry,
Yeah, basically, yeah. So that was
when Tony Khan was nearly killed.
Yeah,
allegedly.
Well, when he feared for his life, wasn't it? Basically, that's what Tim said. But yeah, so that was Raw. We spent almost an hour talking about Raw, so this is going to be fun for. That only had 4 matches, so this is going to be fun for NXT.
Well, we sidetracked a lot.
We
did, yeah. So hopefully NXT shouldn't take that long. But yeah, so what did you overall think about Raw? That's the question.
Terrible.
Really.
Back to USA Network we go. Anywho, no,
I mean, I've always enjoyed AEW.
Fair enough.
The episode of Raw was really. The episode of Raw was really fun. It was cool.
Yeah.
You never knew what was going to happen. I'm surprised we got no Stone Cold, but
but he hasn't appeared since Triple H just took over. He's had many. He's had many opportunities to come on in. No, this is the thing is he's. Guy. Yeah, well, this is the thing is he's. Somebody brought this one out. Somebody brought this up. Is he's been offered several opportunities to come on in, and every single time he's refused it, and that's only been since Triple H just took over creative.
Because what the last
and then ZZ comes to you.
Was it Mania 38? The last time we saw Austin?
Yeah, and that was when Vince was obviously still there. So yeah. So this is the thing is I don't think under the Triple H regime that we're ever going to see Stone Cold again. Personally, I don't think we're going to see it.
Just get the logos and the t-shirts and then.
Yeah, he's a Vince guy. That's the thing. He's very much Vince and stuff like that. And it was Vince obviously who gave him that last match, and it was Vince obviously who sorted that out for him and that. And obviously, like I don't know whether there's any animosity there or anything like that, but I personally don't think we're ever going to see Stone Cold Steve Austin again in a WWE ring.
That seems to be the way it's going.
AEW.
TN. What?
They can't afford him.
Well,
they're asking their current wrestlers to take pay cuts. What makes you think they can afford Stone Cold Steve Austin?
That's just the way which I see it. But for me, it was a very corporate related show. They had all the faces in that win, and they confused a hell of a lot of people with some of the choices that they made on that show. Like what we said earlier on, we're hoping and praying that next week goes back to normal, because if they screw it up again for a second week in a row, then they've screwed the company over, basically, just to please Netflix. So, yeah, what were you going to say, Bobby?
Everyone's high hopes have been fucking killed immediately.
Yeah. Yeah, what were you going to say, Bobby? You were going to say something?
Oh, no, I just said I think they will. Right. That's all I had, yeah.
Fair enough, yeah, hopefully. Well, I mean, they started showing signs of it on NXT last night when they didn't have TKO and Netflix in attendance. So, I mean, that was that was that one. It'd be interesting to see what happens.
That wasn't Netflix. That wasn't NXT isn't Netflix, so of course they weren't going to be
there. We're talking about NXT anyway. Again, I've just loaded up the review on this fantastic review site called WrestlingForYou.co.uk. Make sure you check it out. It's a really good site. I don't know who owns it or anything like that. I don't know who these races are on it, but again, but somebody again by the name of Leo as well on here has wrote this one out. So for the first match of NXT New Year's Eve, we had Julia versus Roxanne Perez for the NXT Women's Championship. And we have a new NXT Women's Champion in Julia. Roxanne's going to SmackDown. I can sense. I think she's going to SmackDown for now. Yeah, SmackDown need her more than Raw need her.
That's what I'm SmackDown is a dying roster. So.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I can see possibly how they do it is she shows up on this week's SmackDown and shakes hands with Nick Aldis, and that's how they do it.
Do you think they'll do it as like a look, they're in the background. Bianca Belair walks through. Where they have the thing where they walk through the hallways.
Oh, yeah.
The camera's on Bianca or something, and Roxanne is in the corner backstage. And
I mean, again,
eyes on everything.
Yeah, but again, it will either be that they bring her in via a trade, or she officially comes up in the Royal Rumble. So she now takes a couple of weeks off, and she shows up. She shows up in the Royal Rumble match, and then after that, they declare that she's a SmackDown superstar. That's the way.
Would you bring Roxanne and Cora up together?
No. I kind of going along the lines of what Bobby's been saying now for weeks.
Hey!
I'm just asking a question.
You relax.
Well, all right, okay. Well, no, I was going to try and say is I kind of I for once am actually agreeing with something that Bobby said, which is that Roxanne has had the Cora run. Roxanne's had what Cora should have done.
I still truly believe that.
Yeah, and now they're going to keep Cora on NXT for a little while longer, so that time that she missed for injury. Well, we say injury from getting the twins done, basically.
Well, she did tear her ACL.
She did get injured, though.
Yeah. She
work done while the surgery.
Yeah. So the ACL and the twins getting done. So that time frame there, which was meant to be the Cora run, but obviously they gave it to Roxanne. I can see maybe Cora is going to be the one that takes it off Julia, and then Julia also comes at the main roster at some point.
Yeah,
that could possibly be the way which they do it is because they've got the storyline there. So now you have Cora feuding with Julia for a little bit. You then have Cora finally taking that title off of her. She has a short run or whatever. Julia has a short run with that title just to get the belt on her and then bring her up to main roster. That's the easiest way to do it in my eyes for it.
Makes sense.
But yeah, so I mean, again, they could literally have her go till Deadline or whatever it be. No, not Deadline. They could literally probably have her go till Mania week. Have her hold that title to Mania week and then do it that way. That's the easiest way.
You think
that's a couple of months run?
You think Julia's reign is going to be that short?
Yeah, till Mania.
I mean, she's already main roster ready, so it's not a case of
True.
Yeah.
You're training somebody else.
That's a good debut after Mania.
Yeah, that's been yeah. Like
or not a debut, Raw or SmackDown after Mania.
Have her drop it then, and then call her up after Mania. Yeah. That's the easiest way. Have her drop it that weekend.
Yeah.
And then
there are people from NXT who have done this before who have just gone in for a little bit and come up. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but
Ethan Page is probably going to be up there soon.
Probably
he has to be.
Well, he had the rub last night, didn't he? He had the rub in many ways, but we'll get into that one.
Physically and figuratively.
Yeah.
We'll get into that, but that
we'll get into that one. So we've got that one there. We then moved on then to Kalani Jordan versus Lola Vice versus Cora Jade versus Stephanie Vecora for the number one contendership match for the Women's North American Championship. Stephanie Vecora won that one. Now, quite interestingly, she's still not number one contender.
Nope.
Even though that's what that match was for.
I know, but at least they're acknowledging that other people. It's not just a case of, well, you get a shot and you have to wait. It's a case of,
you get a shot, everybody gets a shot.
Yeah, but it's like at least they're acknowledging the fact that they've kind of come to a hurdle, if you will, and they're just going to deal with it next week. Plus, it extends it a little bit further, which means we're a little bit closer to Vengeance Day.
Yeah.
I assume Vecora will 100% beat Fallon Henley.
Probably, yeah. And then the next match after that then was Fatal Influence versus Shotzi, Gigi Dolan, and Tatum Paxley, where Shotzi actually pins Fallon Henley. I just said, I was about to say where Shotzi pins Fatal Henley, but no, it's Fallon Henley.
Tomato.
Yeah, So that was that one there, and obviously then Shotzi now is also saying that because she pinned the champion, she wants a chance, and Ava has declared that that's happening next week. What do we go on to next? And then we then had Charlie Dempsey with No Quarter Catch Crew versus Lexis King in a British round sudden death match for the Heritage Cup, whereas in a unique styling, it was one pinfall.
Yeah, in other words, it was a singles match.
Yeah, it was a singles match, basically.
And aren't both of these guys American?
No, Charlie Dempsey's.
No, Charlie Dempsey
is William Regal's son, is he?
Yeah, but wasn't Dempsey born here?
I don't think that matters.
No.
Well, I know he's like his dad, but I'm just saying. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up.
I don't know, but
I mean, probably, but you know what I mean. He's supposed to. He's English.
Yeah. Well, Lexis King basically is the new Heritage Cup champion. So that's that one there. I think he's going to make that quite comical for that one.
For me, the Heritage Cup is just there. It's not really something I'm massively invested
Born in Atlanta, Georgia. I knew it.
Okay, fair enough. Okay.
What source is that from?
Wikipedia. Wait.
The one that you can edit.
Wait, Charlie Dempsey's my age?
Yeah.
Dude, I thought he was 35.
No,
he looks so much older.
Yeah. So some of the bits as well that have been missed out on this review, tut whoever this Leo is who done this one, but some bits have been missed out for this one. Some of the backstage segments is
you'll find that Leo never puts backstage segments in his reviews.
It's fine. But that's what made me skip over him because I didn't read him on there. Obviously, earlier on during the night as well, we found out that Obafemi attacked Eddie Thorpe, so the main event was in question. We also then just before the next match, we actually then had a segment which we were talking about already with Ethan Page basically confronting Ava backstage, and they were sort of doing like a power sort of struggle thing where Dwayne The Rock, the final boss Johnson, shows up.
Dwayne The Rock, the final boss
Johnson, that's his new name now, by the way. Where he showed up and reminded everyone that even though he is the final boss, that on NXT, that Ava is technically the final boss. So there we go. We've now got two final bosses in WWE.
This Ava really got she got massively put over by The Rock. I don't know,
Yeah, I wonder why.
Or something.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. I don't know why she got put over. She's had that massive rub now from such a legend. But I mean, it makes sense there.
I mean, I keep saying that Ava's the best GM on WWE. Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis haven't got anything from The Rock. That's all I'm saying.
No, that's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will just turn around and say that before people start hitting up the comments, because I know people will. I'm fully aware that Ava's The Rock's daughter. We are fully aware of that.
That's his daughter.
Except from Bobby, obviously.
Her name isn't Ava Rock.
There you go. Breaking news there. Breaking news for Bobby.
But wait, her last name is Rain. How wouldn't it be Johnson? I don't think that's.
She lost that last name years ago.
Yes.
I don't
think
Ava. So. I don't. That's true. I don't think that's correct though. We're gonna have to look into.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough.
I saw Dwayne's daughters. They were front row.
Yeah, they were like really young. Yeah,
they were like 6 at best.
Yeah.
It's almost as if Ava might have been a mistake.
Yeah, And she from his previous one or whatever? Is she from like his previous work or whatever?
Rock's only been married one time.
All right, okay. Well, obviously then, so Ethan Page basically then got reminded about that Ava's the final boss, and Rock to him and said, hopefully see you on the main roster one day. And then basically slapped his ass as Ethan Page was going out. So that was the Rock,
I did not see that coming, but it cracked me up. Because it was funny heading in. Somebody was like, "What does Rock do on NXT?" One of my buddies. I was like, it would be cool. Like he rock bottoms Ethan Page. Now I didn't get exactly that, but I did get a promo with Rock and Ethan Page, which is cool.
Yeah. I think that's the rub for Ethan Page coming up to my roster. Personally,
absolutely.
That's going to be the one now where that's the Rock basically giving the blessing to come and say that. But somebody pointed something out. No, carry on.
I was going to say Ethan Page is like the great alternative to LA Knight. Like they both have this really good thing for promos, but you can have one on Raw, one on SmackDown, and one is face and one is heel. So it works out really well.
Yeah. No, but somebody brought up a very good point. Is they've had Dwayne Johnson sort of like one of the highest ones up on the TKO board, acknowledging 2 ex-AEW stars. Now, is that because, of course, they had Cody on Raw, and then obviously Ethan Page on NXT. No, I don't either. But obviously, I've had people on, people in that online have been like, "Is there something there that like maybe it's Dwayne turning around and saying, oh, you've done so much better since you've come over here?" To them basically,
no, it's just not that petty, is it?
Well, I don't know. This is WWE. And
I know, but it's just not. It's
no.
In my opinion, it's just not that. But that deep.
Yeah. I mean, it could literally just be they're getting the Rock rub, but it's But Bobby's found something and he's laughing at something, I expect. So go on, Bobby, go ahead.
Can't disclose it here.
Oh, is it in the Instagram? Is it in the Instagram?
It's what my buddy sent me on Instagram, but I can send it to the chat.
Oh, okay, yeah. We'll have a look at that later on.
I just sent it.
Fair enough. And then we move in then to the main event then of the evening, which is Trick Williams versus Obafemi to start off with, and then Eddie Thorpe randomly just hobbles down for the NXT Championship, and we end up having a new NXT champion in Obafemi. Do you think it's good call or
absolutely
had to be done?
Literally perfect.
Had to be.
It pretty much solidifies this new, as commentary have said so much during the night, the new era of NXT. So when the main roster do absolutely gut NXT, we can bring new people in, and Ober and Julia and all them can kind of be the face of that. Yeah,
I kind of agree. It's they need those new ones to come up now. So and obviously Obafemi now stepping up.
For me, this is when the Next In Line program and WWE ID really come into the effect of how good is this actually going to be for the company and for NXT.
Yeah,
this gets proven over there. Probably after WrestleMania, it gets proven like a lot.
Yeah, and I mean, this now frees up Trick now to come up to main roster, and you could have that whole I thought about this actually afterwards. Is you've had Mello being quite cocky on SmackDown recently. Now you have Trick rock up on SmackDown and basically silence Mello again. That could be the easiest way to do it.
I'm not sure Trick goes upright. Yeah, goes upright.
Yeah, you said that for a while. Yeah. Yeah, me and Bobby have argued over this in the group chat.
I don't see. Remember when Braun Breaker lost the belt?
Yes, but
to Hayes. What happened?
Braun Breaker should have come up then anyway, and I think everyone agrees on that. But
dude, he was still there for another 2 years.
Yes, I know, but the main roster needs bodies now.
Yeah, especially going to the 3-hour format.
But you also need to keep some stars on NXT. Trick was like the front and center.
Yeah,
you've got Open now, haven't you?
No, I'm not saying they don't have stars, but Trick is like their guy.
No.
Yeah, well, so was Gargano, so was Zayn, so was
Gargano was on NXT. Gargano was on NXT for 8 years.
Yes, I know. And
it was time.
He also said he was never going to go up to the main roster, and now look at him.
It was time. Yeah, they said, bro, you got to go get a job. You're 30. Everybody else is 20.
Yeah, now look at him. He's now
Sean Spears is there.
Yeah.
And all that, so.
Yeah.
Plus, if it's a third brand, age shouldn't matter because it's not a developmental brand anymore.
That man is 45, Sean Spears.
But the thing is as well though is a lot of talent contracts are coming up as well within the next week or so, or have already expired. Now you've got the likes of, Jordan Grace. They're going to bring her probably into NXT to elevate the brand up a little bit more. And
for me, that's such a silly decision. You just put Jordan Grace on the main roster.
I agree in that, and obviously Joe Hendry as well. His TNA contract's expiring as well within the next couple of weeks.
Well, he could be one of the faces of NXT.
No,
bring him over and stuff like that.
No, Hendry's contract doesn't expire till the end of the year. I thought.
No, it's coming up. It's due January. End of January. Because everyone was saying, he potentially could show up in the Royal Rumble because his contract expires that quick.
Well, yeah.
To be fair, he could show up in the Rumble anyway because of the relationship with WWE and TNA anyway.
But no, I'm sure.
Also, you have to remember that in a couple of weeks, we've got TNA Genesis where Hendry could win the TNA World Title and show up to the Rumble.
Yeah.
It says Mike Johnson of PW Insider previously Hendry has a substantial amount of time remaining on his contract and is nowhere near up.
Oh, okay. I don't know. But
that was written in September of 2024. Now he could show up anyway, yes.
Yeah.
But it says it's believed to run through 2025. I remember seeing that.
Oh, I don't know. I think it was Fightful who put something out about all the contracts and expiring soon. I'm sure I've seen Joe.
I know that
Grace is expiring soon. I know that.
Yeah.
I also know that Josh Alexander's contract is up soon as well.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him
go
to WWE.
Yeah.
I think he's AEW.
He could be a good one coming up.
If I had to guess, he's AEW.
Yeah, fair. But I know that Mike Bailey's AEW and his contract expired.
That dude too.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing as well, is that, and again, we've already been discussing it, is this NXT ID thing, a lot of them will be coming on into NXT this year, I can say. Yep. So, they're going to want to showcase them and they're going to want to bring them in. And you've got some established names on the indies there. So bringing them in, you're still not going to have your fans over there. So bringing up all these people up to the main roster ain't really going to kill the brand off. They're going to do a gut of NXT. NXT is going to get gutted, I'm afraid.
That's what I'm saying. You have to keep some people on NXT. You can't just keep gutting them.
Well, you'll have the new champs, won't you? You'll have Obafemi, you'll have Julia.
Yeah, but
the thing is though, isn't that the point of NXT though?
Yeah, but okay, I understand Roxanne coming up. It's been a while. She probably wasn't supposed to have this run. That's fine. I get that. But Trick, you could still keep him down there. It's not. There's nothing wrong with that.
To do what?
He can feud with a bunch of other people. Braun Breaker did it. Carmelo Hayes did it.
I don't know. We'll find out basically.
Ilya did it.
Yeah.
I miss you.
I mean, yeah, I can see both sides of it, but anyway, we've deviated again. Obviously, then the last
we're giving
segment
them an extended show. We're good.
Well, we are, yeah. the last segment on NXT was the final boss finally rocking up. Did you see what I did there? Final boss rocking up. He was very much different from his Dwayne Johnson corporate on Monday, where he was coming out and throwing F-bombs out in the second he basically came out to the ring. And CW's actually released the full unedited version of that as well, the full unbleeped version. If anyone's quite interested in that, I don't know where it is, but they've released that.
I'm not interested in anything The Rock does.
And he came out, obviously. He came out basically. Well, that's the thing is he came out. He mocked Cody Crybabies. He basically came on to say that. And he turned around and said that you pointed the wrong way. You pointed towards me. That one was there.
In my camera, I'm pointing right at Leo right now.
No, you pointed towards me. You point at me. You point at me.
I'm literally looking at it, and it's going towards you. But now is it better?
Now it's better. Yeah.
See, on my end, I'm pointing to you right now. 0.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah. It's now pointing to Leo. That's fine.
Dude, that makes
So he comes out and obviously turns around and says that is the NXT is the show you want to witness, whereas Raw on Netflix is the show you have to go to. He talks about the potentials of the NXT superstars and shows love to the crowd. He also then says something quite interesting is the whole thing of when he was roasting the Cody Crybabies but why have you ruined years? Why have you ruined a year of storylines by drinking with Cody and stuff like that? And he obviously said, "I'm 20 steps ahead."
Shows how fickle wrestling fans are.
Yeah,
they booed The Rock and demanded Cody last year, but now it's like, oh, you're being nice to him.
Yeah,
I nearly put in the group chat. I was like, we're wrestling fans. We're fickle. Leave us alone.
But that's the thing, though. See, is like he's basically just announced that he's still coming for Cody. He's basically said, I'm 20 steps ahead, and is still saying to Cody, "Watch your back." That was practically last night saying Cody only had a drink with me because he knows what's best for him. That's the thing, wasn't it? Really, and that was the signs of heel Rock again. That was the signs of the final boss. That wasn't corporate Dwayne anymore. That was literally heel Rock. That one was, but I mean, yes, that's where we ended it with. Rock basically at one point to a man and said, "Fuck it, we're going to go overtime." He obviously then pointed to Triple H and Nick Khan was at ringside, obviously saying I apologize for the language, we're not going to do that. So even The Rock's obviously still trying to go for that, which I don't really understand why he should be. He should be he's their boss, he's the final boss, he should basically be telling them what time they got there. Rock could have made that show go on for another 4 hours if he really wanted to. Just cut a promo, but I mean,
and Leo would have ate up every second of it.
No, I probably turned it off.
But yeah, so it's been quite a fun week so far, and obviously we've still got SmackDown to come. I personally can't see. I personally can't see any big things sort of happening on SmackDown because they've done.
Because they did everything.
They've done the big moments now on Raw. They've done those big moments on NXT and stuff like that. So I've had a few people come in and say, "Could Rock show up on SmackDown?" I can't see it. If he does, it'll be a big surprise. But it's not impossible because I was saying this to Bobby as well, and I think didn't you work out it's literally they're quite close or whatever, wherever they are.
California and Oregon are close. They're not in the same city or the same state, but they're not.
No.
I would say Oregon's an hour flight from California.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's possible if he's obviously still in the area and stuff, but I mean, I can't see him showing up on SmackDown. The only reason why he probably would be anything to do with Cody. If he's going to go full final boss now on Cody, and that's then where he literally shows up and whips the hell out of him and turns around and says, "I'll see you at WrestleMania."
But then you're lowering the stock of Cody versus KO. So
that's the only issue as well. And this is why I'm thinking that you get Cody and KO out of the way at the Royal Rumble, and then you have Dwayne win that Rumble match, and then officially challenge Cody. afterwards.
That's the thing. It's unfortunate we're not in a situation where Rock could cost Cody against Kevin, but then Rock wants the title, so it wouldn't make any sense for him to do Yeah. So
no, at the Royal Rumble, the one that's gonna do anything is Randy Orton's gonna show up and cost Kevin Owens. I can sense it that way.
Adds up.
That's what you'll have and then that sets up Randy versus KO for WrestleMania or Randy versus KO for whatever it'll be, basically. That's what you'll have then. So that was the shows this week. Anything that you guys want to say about NXT or anything before we obviously end the show and stuff?
Nope, worst show I've ever seen.
Yeah. All right. What? Both shows or whatever?
Yeah. So.
Worst week of wrestling of my life.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well, because you had to stay up.
Yeah. One thing I will mention as well.
Y'all had to stay up. I didn't have to stay up.
Well, one thing I noticed, one thing I've just seen as well is CM Punk, the legend that he is. He was backstage at NXT last night, and he took a picture and put it out on his Instagram of Cora and Roxanne looking really upset and crying and stuff like that. And Punk's literally just there, just laughing and smiling, basically in it. So, yeah, as he does, him and his daughters, as he puts it down as, for it. So yes, that's that. Bobby's obviously got the signs up, so we might as well just carry on. We might as well just end the show now and then. So like and subscribe as per normal to myself. That's at For You Wrestling. Bobby at Bobby's Breakdowns on Twitter. No, sorry, it's Bobby's Breakdowns on YouTube and Bobby's Breakdown on Twitter. That's it. Leo, I'll let you do your own ones. That's the easiest way. Also as well, because I need to rest my voice for 2 seconds.
Just at the Wrestling Retrospective in lowercase on Instagram, and obviously the Wrestling Retrospective on YouTube as well. So you have a lot of Royal Rumble type content coming up on the channel. So yeah, do stick around for that.
That's cool. Yeah. So thank you once again for tuning in this week.
Extended show.
Extended show, yeah. Well, we were meant to obviously have the interview, but that'll be now next week. So that's
cool.
It's fine there. Actually, one other thing as well, which I've just actually remembered. On Raw on Monday night, I don't know whether any of you guys caught the Instagram live with The Rock on it. After he had obviously left. Yeah, he had a segment with Drew McIntyre on there.
I did see that.
People have been picking this up. It's obviously Drew and Rock were obviously hugging and stuff, and Drew said something to Rock, and Rock turned around and said, "I'll sort it out." Now the thing is what's he going to sort out? That's the thing. That's the ultimate question: is who's he on about now? Bearing in mind that Drew's feuding with the Bloodline at the moment.
No.
Could this obviously be the setup for something there or whatever else it is? But I mean, it kind of depends. You could literally have, you could have this set up now that it could be something to do with Sami Zayn, and you never know. This could literally be
lots of moving parts.
Yeah. Yes, that's that. But again, thank you for tuning in this week. Extended show, so for keeping everyone here, but we needed to do this week because it was such a big show. Anyone want to promote anything before we go or anything? Like, we got anything coming up?
Go watch my go watch my USA versus Netflix draft video. That was a lot of fun.
Yes, it's a very good video. It's very good.
So fun.
Yeah. And I have a load of Royal Rumble entrance order things coming out, which I know are very popular on the YouTube. For men's and women's are both out now, so go check those out. Yeah. Oh my God, I've just seen something. We were talking about just before we go. I do have to say this. R-Truth, literally an hour ago, on Twitter, his post was, "When I was a kid, I grew up watching my childhood hero John Cena having countless battles with The Rock. I finally have actually had chance to meet The Rock in the ring. I finally have actually had chance to meet The Rock backstage. This is my first time meeting him." And everyone in the comments is posting pictures of when it was John Cena and The Rock versus The Miz and R-Truth. And it's so it's like,
he's got a t-shirt. He doesn't remember those days.
So that's what everyone's posted in the comments of that, and it's like, yeah, if you forgot this and that, yeah. So R-Truth's obviously playing on that one again, but yeah, and obviously another video as well of Dwayne actually taking R-Truth down, and he simply commented on it. R-Truth's commenting back with, "That wasn't me. That was somebody else."
That wasn't me.
So, that wasn't me. That was somebody else.
That was K-Quick.
That was K-Quick.
Yeah, so that was all that. But yeah, so we will actually go now. We will go up there. Thank you for tuning in this week. Hour 25. It's not bad.
Yeah.
Hour 25.
Yeah, so we're coming back with a big show. So
yeah, this is Zero signing out, and we will
Bobby.
see you next week.
I'm Leo.
See you later.
All right.